This is some gritty ass shit.
We're all about. No mission too difficult.
I kind of love that Josh Duhamel is in it. I love him as an actor.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Come on, something. Damn it! I was really hoping there was
You
something
just
about
saw the
zombies.
world premiere of the reveal trailer for Call of Duty World War II. And
Yay.
we're just getting started. We're streaming to you live from the middle of London, but today is all about you, our fans all over the world. This game is the game that you've been waiting to see, and believe me when I say it's the game that we've been waiting to show you. Call of Duty has the most passionate fans anywhere. And throughout this live stream, we're going to be answering the questions that you've sent to us from all over the world over the last few days. When we greenlit this game 3 years ago now, we knew it was time for us to go back to our roots, back to the gritty, authentic, visceral military experience that Call of Duty was built on. This game delivers all that, and it also strives to capture the intense bonds of brotherhood that came from common everyday people who rose above the most epic and horrible conflict in human history. And with Sledgehammer Games at the helm, we knew we had the right team to deliver the cinematic scale and the relentless attention to detail that this conflict deserves and demands.
I'm not even a Call of Duty
Their passion and
fan.
creativity
I'm just here
has
for
been inspiring to
whatever
me
that special
from day
mode
one.
is.
Call of Duty World War II does more than just go back to boots on the ground. It also delivers a gripping, immersive story and a darker, reverent tone, which captures both the epic scale and the human struggle of this incredible conflict. Like so many people all over the world, many of us, myself included, have a personal connection to this conflict through family members who fought in this war. This story belongs to the entire world.
Oh,
This game truly recaptures that first Call of Duty value
Ah!
that no one fights alone.
My eyes. Sorry.
Call of Duty
guys.
World War II also features a multiplayer game
Hold
that
on, I
brings
wanna
back the
see
intense, visceral, boots-on-the-ground
the audio
gameplay
is
our
good.
first
Fans
Call of
love.
Duty value,
Ah!
along with some great new innovations
My
that
eyes.
push the game
Sorry.
forward.
I'm gonna turn
And if
it
you
on
can't
again.
wait until November to play it,
Just
well, good news. You don't
slightly.
have to.
Well, I can
I'm
use the
excited to
beta.
announce right here, right now, that later this year, we'll be hosting a private multiplayer beta. This is just the beginning of a journey that we'll be taking with you all
Private
year.
multiplayer beta.
You're going to be hearing more
We're
from
gonna
us
do the same
more
thing Black Ops
often
2 did.
with more information than
PlayStation
ever
gets it
as we
first.
reveal all the details we've got in store for you with Call of Duty World War II. And that starts
Hold on,
right
can I
now.
skip ahead?
We've got a great lineup here today.
No. Okay.
And that starts right now. We've got a great
that's my
lineup here
alarm.
today, ready to answer the questions that you've sent to us.
Rip.
In a few minutes, I'll be bringing up Michael and Glenn from the studio, as well as a few members of our cast. As you'll see, the team at Sledgehammer has poured their heart and soul
For that one,
into
but
this game.
okay.
No battle was
Dude,
too
really
big, no
care.
detail was too small. From the painstaking historical research to visiting
What
each and every one of the game's
are you
real-life
doing?
locations to sweating
Hi.
the audio and visual details
supposed to be in
that
school?
get the era just right. The goal
are you
is to
doing?
create the most immersive World War II universe ever. We wanted our long-standing fans to experience World War II like never before, and to introduce this historic conflict to a whole new generation of players along the way.
bunch
So
of
let's get right to
12-year-olds.
it. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at the creative process at the studio, and a deeper look at what's coming in store with Call of Duty World War II.
Just show me the special mode. That trailer was okay, by the way.
The Second World War goes beyond all boundaries in every category. We see
Pay
more
attention.
nations involved in a single conflict. We see casualties higher than ever before. Just a generation before, at the end of the First World War, the Great War, they didn't call it World War I because they expected that nothing like this would ever happen again. And a generation later, something happens that's even bigger and even worse in so many ways.
We have the honor of making this year's Call of Duty called World War II.
Our chance to tell the epic,
You guys could've
gritty,
picked a better
visceral
name, though.
story of the world's greatest conflict.
There is a genuine interest in producing a product that is historically authentic.
Every part of this game has been researched and nuanced and studied and scanned and photographed. We really tried to get the respect and the details right of the game.
This is about ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
The brotherhood, the camaraderie, the guy next to me. That became the theme for our game.
On a personal level, honoring the story was crucial for us. And
See,
was something
I
we really
don't
committed
care
to.
for this though.
Our
That's my issue.
story weaves in and out of real historical events. We've gone to
What's
great
Twitter
pains to
talking
create
about?
those
Twitter
authentic
public, oh my
battles.
God, great
One of the biggest
show.
things we wanted to get across was a sense of camaraderie.
The people you serve
Could care less about the
side by side with,
actual-
you develop bonds with those people.
Hopefully players will walk away from this story feeling like they really know these guys
Welcome to the Bloody First.
and they care about them.
Art influences the game in a huge way. The lighting and the tonality and the colors. We want to be able to have the player feel something.
By creating a very believable environment, it allows the player to slip into this world.
The vision for the art direction we call dark and beautiful. It was emotionally dark, visually beautiful. More than just being cool and pretty, it's about trying to get people to have a deeper emotional reaction to the game.
Our modeling department is amazing. The weapons, vehicles, the tanks, even the cars you might see on a city street. The level of detail is just phenomenal.
It's a huge endeavor, but we have to stay true to the source material. We have to research and watch a lot of film, a lot of archive footage to see how combatants in World War II would behave. Sometimes the hardest things are the biggest payoffs. The combination of the model, the animation, and the audio creates that punchiness to the weapon.
We record everything.
And one
Every
carbine.
location we record in for the game. The ambiences, the music, the dialogue, everything has to be created from scratch. We had a real opportunity here to do a level of authenticity and reality, true to the war, true to the soldiers who fought in that war. We had this great opportunity with Marty Morgan, our military advisor. We spent a lot of time on a gun range with all of the authentic World War II weaponry.
It's critical to understand the absolute violence of the Second World War. It's critical to understand how weapons and firepower function.
I don't care.
This is a story
about
that's
campaign.
bigger than all of us. This is a whole new generation who might not have a lot of experience with this time period. I think this is a great opportunity to have them experience that and feel that.
We've made something pretty incredible, and I'm very proud of it.
It's perhaps the greatest compliment I've been paid in my career to work on this project.
This is the most powerful game I've ever worked on. It's very personal, it's very humbling.
You know, I've been making games for over 26 years. And I'll tell you, it's the best game we ever made.
And that is how you do a global reveal, because that's what it was, the global reveal of the new Call of Duty game, going back to World War II. I'm OJ Borgi at the BFI in London, the IMAX screen, the biggest screen in the United Kingdom, which seems a fitting place to have a game of such cinematic scope. Now, watching that trailer for the first time, like you, I was so hyped watching it, and I would be hyped if it was any Call of Duty game, but the fact that Call of Duty is going back to its roots, I mean, I need to just calm down just slightly, because I'm overhyped right now. But between the trailer and the video that we just saw, I am dying to know more about this game, and as I'm sure you are. That's why you've tuned into this live stream. So who do we talk to? Well, we talk to the people who made the game. That is Glenn and Michael from Sledgehammer Games. We're here right now. How excited are you guys right now?
Dude, after 2.5 years of sitting quiet, this is an incredible moment, so thanks.
It is just an exciting moment. Now, my heart's still racing. Hope the audience picks up on that.
Thank you.
It was a great trailer. My heart's still racing from it. It was gritty. We talked about the art direction
You know
in
what? I have
that
pizza.
documentary,
I'm
which was
hungry.
dark and emotional. Do you know, it felt like what I would guess it would be like to be in World War II. Can you tell us a bit more then about the detail and the research that went into making this new Call of Duty?
Yeah, you know, getting World War II right is incredibly important to us. Many of us have
Why is my PC
family
on
members
fire?
that have been
What's
touched
going
by
on
the
here?
war,
Why are you so
and
loud?
paying attention to every detail is our way of honoring
I'm
them.
doing is
We spent 2.5 years researching, studying, taking thousands of photos, watching documentaries, and meeting with World War II veterans. We visited museums, driven vehicles, fired weapons, and used photogrammetry techniques to capture even the tiniest details.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow,
We've
we do
gone
have
to
people that
great
care
lengths
for
to
the
follow in the
campaign.
footsteps of the soldiers of World War II. You know, in addition to Normandy, we literally traveled the routes of the 1st Infantry Division and other Allied units, from the English Channel to the hedgerows of northern France, through Luxembourg and Belgium and past the old city of Aachen, frankly, all the way to the Rhine. And it was great. We dug deep into the historical battle locations where many of the soldiers fought and sacrificed.
You talk about history, you talk about the accuracy. Am I right in thinking you had a historian working on this? In fact, we saw him, didn't we? In that
did.
mini-doc.
Yeah, we certainly did. Marty Morgan, amazing. He's renowned World War II historian and author. He's been a huge part of the team. He's worked with us for the last 2 years, and he's frankly devoted his life to capturing the stories of soldiers on the front line. And so with him as a cornerstone of our research and a tremendous sort of asset to the team, he's really helped us capture the essence of war for fans.
Now, we only learned about this a couple of days ago. You'll have been sitting on this, I think Glenn said, for 2.5 years. Since the reveal, how are you feeling right now? What have those days been like?
Oh my goodness, it has been really amazing, unbelievable, frankly. And yeah, the reaction's been really positive and warming, and really to all the hardworking developers at Sledgehammer Games back home and to everybody at Activision, it's really been great. And for Glenn and I, it's really humbling to have, you know, the opportunity to tell this incredible story of heroism, to honor the men and women who've sacrificed to bring around victory, and what really is history's greatest conflict.
And you know, the team back in Foster City is watching the stream right now, and a shout out to all of you, and thanks for your hard work.
Because I'm guessing it has been 2.5 years of hard work. Yeah. Really hard work. Now, we've got tons to discuss, more questions that are coming in from you. You can get in touch with us on our social channels. And if they say that no man fights alone, no man presents alone either, because alongside me is a YouTuber. I call him the Crown Prince of Zombies. That is Mr. Dalek JD, who I know is super hyped right now.
The
that is
Crown
correct,
Prince?
And, I mean, that introduction was beautiful, and I'm just so happy to be here, and he's exactly right. Since
My
Friday,
boy Dalek!
we've been taking in your questions about the game via Twitter, and the response has just been phenomenal, and there is still time to get your questions in if you haven't already. All you'll need to do is make sure that you tweet at Call of Duty, making sure you use that hashtag COD World War II. Now, we already have some tweets to kick off the show. We have at Cal's Tweetings, who says, "I'm so excited, I can't believe it. COD is going back to its roots."
See, there you go. That's what a lot of tweets are saying, that Call of Duty going back to its roots. But this is all about gameplay as well. How does it, going back to its root, translate to gameplay?
Yeah, Call of Duty World War II returns to that grounded, fast action gameplay that the franchise was built on. And for us, the core Call of Duty experience, like the conflict of World War II, really puts an emphasis now on rewarding gun skill and strategy. And with an all-new boots-on-the-ground experience that immerses players in the intense combat of World War II like never before, we're bringing some great new innovations too, you know, things that were designed to elevate the player experience, things we want to touch about, but we're going to save for a little bit later in the show.
We are indeed saving it for a little bit later on. Make sure you stay tuned to this live stream. There's lots of things coming up. But Dalek, how do you feel about that?
I'm extremely excited by the fact that it's been nearly 10 years since Call of Duty has been in the World War II era, and I mean, that in itself is just extremely exciting. And judging by you guys over on Twitter, it seems I'm not the only one. Loads of fans are expressing their excitement around the fact of us being able to experience World War II era weaponry. Fans like Games412412 who tweets in saying, "What kind of weapons will we be seeing in Call of Duty World War II?"
Well, the team worked to bring a
same
wide
weapons
variety
that we
of
saw
weapons,
in
you know,
Black
from
Ops.
both the Allied and Axis
World at War.
forces to life. And for us, authenticity was key. So from the iconic ping of the empty M1 Garand to the power of the first assault rifle, the STG-44, these guns have a real weight to them that is really visceral. And it really, for me, brings me back to my fondest memories of playing Call of Duty with the fidelity now and the brilliance of what's only possible in the latest generation of gaming hardware. No automatic weapons symbolize the brutality of World War II more than the belt-fed MG42, which you'll see. Terrifyingly powerful weapon. There's the bolt action rifles of World War II and the singular damage that they could inflict in combat, like the M1903. And equipped with scopes or iron sights, these weapons were frankly pretty precise. And of course, Glenn here with his .45 caliber grease gun, running around in spray and pray mode, you know.
Let's not start.
That just scratches the surface, frankly.
The king of spray and pray, eh? So Glenn, what did you enjoy most then about making a World War II game with the current hardware?
Yeah, good question. You know, I really love the detail we can bring to the game nowadays. The way the soldiers walked and talked, the music of the era, the different locations we researched as the big set pieces for iconic battles. In Normandy specifically, it's the emotions created by combining elements like the sound of the .50 caliber rounds hitting the front of the boat, the vehicles crashing into the shore, and taking cover behind the hedgehogs. In each case, we're targeting the most realistic gaming experience possible.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? That realistic experience, that visceral sound that goes on as well. Dalek, what else is the community wanting to know?
Well, Borg, we have a tweet in from It's Enigma for the Win, who wants to know what locations are we going to be fighting in?
Well, the game takes
This
place
looks so staged.
entirely
Like he was
in the
told
European
to ask
theater,
these
primarily
questions.
between 1944 and 1945. And as you saw in the reveal trailer, players will storm the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, fight through the Hurtgen Forest, engage in urban combat through France and Belgium, and ultimately push towards Germany.
Yeah, that's right. And we want to showcase how ordinary men and women came together to accomplish the extraordinary. And while the story follows the 1st Infantry Division, we also fold in a story of diverse and global cast of characters like Major Crowley from the SOE. Now he's a UK intel officer who earns recognition for his heroism earlier in the war. He helps plan the Normandy landings and then coordinates with the French resistance activities.
Yeah, and while fighting through the German lines in France, players will be introduced to other great characters such as Rousseau, the powerful female leader of the French resistance who forms a close bond with all our cast members, cast of characters, as the story progresses. Throughout much of the campaign, though, you're going to play as Private Red Daniels, a young recruit who is seeing some of his first real action in the invasion of Normandy. He's joined by his best friend, Zussman, a Jewish-American private. You'll follow our squad across the European theater, and we're excited to say that a part of the cast is here today to talk more about the incredible journey.
They are indeed. We'll bring them up on stage in a second. Glenn, Michael, don't go anywhere because we will be talking to you later on with some more questions from the community. Keep them coming in. But please do give a warm welcome to Jonathan Tuck, who plays Red's best friend, Private Zussman. If we swap everyone out, we'll swap everyone out here as we do this bit. And Jeffrey Pierce,
See, basically I do work,
Lieutenant
Nose.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And it's great to have the cast in as well, because one of the great things about Call of Duty has been that. It's been the great storytelling that goes on. And we've got the 3 J's.
My boy,
Right
Josh
now.
DeMille's
Josh,
a
I know
dog.
you've had a huge amount of passion from this game since day one, being part of this project. What most excited you?
Well, when I first heard about it, I sat with Brett and with
cool.
Glenn, and
I like him as an
what
actor.
the game was at first because it was so confidential. And then, they just told, it was really about what the history of this was about and how much detail they wanted to pay to it. And as I really got to, learn more about it and actually start working on the game, not only did they pay attention historically, but the writing was so incredibly good. I mean, it rivals anything that I've ever read, as far as movie scripts. So, it's just something that I've always wanted to do, and it turned out to be as much fun as any job I've ever had.
And as Eric said earlier on, the story of World War II touches a lot of people emotionally, and that was something you brought into your performance, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, who knew? I thought it was just going to be a good time playing, getting to work on a video game, and it turns out that these, some of the scene work we got to do in this game was amazing, and these characters are so well rounded, and they were right. They really did pay a lot of attention to, being historically accurate and making sure these characters were had a lot of depth.
And if we're talking about characters, tell me about your character, the guy you play.
Well, I don't know, boys. What was he? He's a bit of a dick. He's somebody who is obviously mission before man, and it was something that was fun for me because I love playing the dick. I love playing the guy who everybody hates, and ultimately he has the dilemma about is it mission before man, or is it
Can't
really
hate him, man.
man before mission? Because he connects to these guys by the end of this story, and that's really what drew me to it.
Well, if we're talking about that connection, what was it like then, Jeffrey, when you're working together, that brotherhood feeling, when you're capturing your performances?
Well, we've been working together for 1.5 years at this point. Once a month, coming in, work 4 or 5 days. And I think we all bonded extraordinarily well. I mean, you don't mesh with people necessarily, but we walked in the room and felt like I'd known these guys for 10 years. And the work that we're being asked to do is of a scope of a massive feature film. And the storytelling, sort of where games are at now, what you can capture, the detail and performance. Story is as important as gameplay. And gameplay has always been seamless in Call of Duty, but this is like really getting to do work of a level that you would expect to do in a film.
And once you get past the the tight suit and the little reflector ping pong balls
You
and the
make that
helmet
work.
and the camera.
You really make
Once
that
you
work.
get past that, it feels like you're doing theater, I swear.
Yeah.
Because there's no, there's no coverage, there's no
Yeah,
close-up,
yeah.
so everybody is active the entire time in the motion capture or the PCAP sessions that we're doing, and it's an extraordinarily active,
on,
dynamic
give me the
process
extra
where
mode.
everybody is working the entire
is
time.
so, like,
it's an
scripted.
exciting process to be a part of as an actor. The performances are so much more visceral, and it's so much more of an exciting process to be a part of.
And you're relying on everybody else to help you get where you need to get. It's a great experience.
Well, because that's something you said to me earlier. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but we met in the gym this morning. We bumped into each other. We were doing our mirror work, tons and tons. And you said it was like being on stage, and it lent a whole new dimension to your performances. Because I think when you're doing TV or film, you can be off, can't you?
Oh yeah, I mean Josh and I, this is our first video game. Jeff's done quite a few. We're used to just sitting back on our Apple boxes in between takes, letting other people get their shots, but for the first time we really had to work. The entire scene.
I mean, up to this point, it was just, we just do our close-up and then let somebody else do the other side.
Exactly right.
Head off to the trailer.
Yeah, off to my trailer. Call me.
No, but I mean,
that's about it. That's what I got. That's what I got.
18 months with these guys. I've gotten to see both their kids grow up. They've gotten to see my dog get bigger. We've seen other cast members, lose girlfriends, get girlfriends. So that camaraderie was very reflective of this group of regular people who are diverse in religion, in age, in geography, in color, and getting to see that group of people in World War II is, I think, a wholly unique part of this game that I think people will appreciate when they're playing.
When you scratch the surface, you find out that these guys, they're not fighting for bigger ideas than the love of the brothers around them and risking their lives,
this bread is
sacrificing themselves
huge.
for
What
each other.
happened?
It's not about flag or country when the rubber meets the road. It's about caring for each other, and that serves the bigger whole. But the connection between the men and the women on the front lines is as powerful a bond as you could see anywhere.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is also really cool about this is that not only is it a kick-ass game, but because they spent so much time making this historically accurate, it's going to expose the whole World War II story to a whole new generation. And that's really, I'm really honored to be a part of this game for that reason. And the fact that I get to be in a video game, but the fact that it's, it is a visceral sort of thing, and I think that, anybody who isn't familiar with World War II is going to get a real feel for what it might have been like.
Because lots of people are writing articles about that at the moment, saying that this is how we get our history now. It's through this, and there's almost more empathy when you're fighting through an interactive character.
Well, there's 20 years since Saving Private Ryan. It's 10 years since Call of Duty had a World War II game. This is a whole new generation, and to speak to the pride that we've all felt making this game, it has been a true privilege to, even watching this behind the scenes, to be able to share with the world the small role that we've gotten to play in bringing this game to fans and a whole new generation to understand World War II.
Yeah. Josh, you mentioned connections. Am I right in thinking that somebody who sat around on this stage right now got a punch in on you at some point during the film?
Well, he did. Like we were saying, it's usually one take. You get the one take right and you move on to the next scene. Well, he kept screwing it up and taking another. Can I get one more?
We had to get it right.
I just need one
very
more.
important to get it right.
Starting to wonder
authenticity. We're back to visceral authenticity, and you can't, hit somebody who's 6'4" every day without repercussions. So I took my licks where I could.
appreciate.
I just don't like that take. Let's do it one more time. Look on Iron Bomb. We're actually watching on the screen right now. We're watching your characters. What is it like watching yourself back? Having gone there, we saw the punch. What is it like watching yourself back in a game at this point? Because obviously you've done TV, you've done films, but watching yourself in the game.
Well, it takes a while to adjust to this tight, suit that you're wearing. It's all colorful with these balls and the whole thing.
Who looked the best? Who looked the best in the suit?
Jonathan, for sure. He's been doing a lot of squats.
Heavy deadlifting makes the suit look nice.
Once you get past that, and once you start to
I don't care
see
about the echo. Like, I'm
some of the results
starting
and
to
some of the
break
stuff that the guys are working on
my care.
in Foster City and all over the world, I think. I'm not sure where everybody's at, but again, thank you guys for.
See, Treyarch's was better. They showed 1 second of zombies, 1 second, and people lost it.
To really go for it, because you're not just in some silly suit. This is World War II, and this is some serious stuff.
Yeah.
And so it gives you a whole new freedom that you wouldn't
I mean,
otherwise
you get
have.
to see, you can imagine your breath when when we're doing some of these winter scenes. You can squint at a fake sun and the volume, and those guys who have created this game build that in for you. So that freedom he's talking about, it's so exciting to explore.
And I think it sets it up for what Call of Duty is, which is great storytelling. But please put hands together for our cast who've come down here today. The 3 J's.
I like Josh Duhamel though. If you've ever seen the show Las Vegas,
That's just all we're talking about there. Now,
you'll know what I'm talking about.
I would guess you're still excited right now.
I mean, I think I'm just in a state of excitement. I can't really get out of it. That was
This is
awesome
so scripted.
and very insightful to hear from the cast. Now, don't worry, we still have a lot of reactions and general tweets from the community to deliver to Glenn.
Yeah,
and
none of it's
Michael.
gonna be people that are actually asking
Here
about
we
it.
have Rob Stang, who says, I hope Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield give us at least a little tease of multiplayer during the real. Smiley face. And at Woodworth Noah, who, and this is in all caps by the way, this is going to be amazing. Loads of exclamation marks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as I look through all the tweets, there is an enormous amount of questions revolving around multiplayer. Guys,
come on.
What can you tell us about multiplayer today?
So there you go, the community has spoken. That's what lots of people are excited about. Michael, what can you tell us about multiplayer?
Oh my goodness.
The multiplayer reveal is going to
Now,
be
we
at
can't show you a
E3.
lot today, a lot of big stuff coming at E3, but first and foremost, we're talking boots on the ground combat. And, you know, that
Little trailer.
well-balanced Call of
It's
Duty
gonna be like
run
a
and gun
10-second
action in
trailer.
a brutal and visceral head-to-head conflict of World War II.
Oh,
So
crap.
from maps to movement to weapons to melee.
DLC 5.
You know, our goal was to give players
Hold
a
on,
new
why did
boots-on-the-ground
my
experience for World War
stream
II.
drop? What happened
And then a
here?
bunch of new stuff, right? We've got war, an asymmetrical Allied versus Axis mode where factions fight to capture or defend. critical
Okay,
objectives.
YouTube is just acting up.
This mode
OBS is
changes
perfect.
map design, strategy,
I have
teamwork.
no idea.
And we're really excited about
Is
it.
my gain all the way down?
We're also
Should
excited
be.
about Divisions. Divisions is a fundamentally new way to approach your Call of Duty multiplayer career, and it adds to the player immersion by allowing players to enlist in a specific unit of their choice. And finally, we have Headquarters. This is something special, everybody, at Sledgehammer Games, and it's the first of a kind for the Call of Duty community. It's really a living space where fans can connect, be rewarded, compete.
Oh, I thought he was
show
talking about the
off, and have
Headquarters, the
fun
game
outside of
mode.
Matches.
I was
It's
like,
a
wait, what?
transformation of how the community comes together, and we really want you to see it to understand it. So, just a tiny peek here. Let's take a look.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Some multiplayer. Okay, I can get behind this. What the fuck? Oh, is that Money Man?
What's a tiny peek? I want more.
That's what we're talking about, the Headquarters mod. People just chilling out.
So when we see more? When we
It's
can
a
see more
social
of this?
space.
Well, you know, it's coming to E3. MP on the floor. For us, that's the first time Sledgehammer Games has been able to bring it to fans.
E3
Fans are coming to the
boys.
conference,
I'm gonna be there.
It's gonna be big. We're gonna bring all that to you at E3.
That is going to be excellent.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, multiplayer sounds sensational, but after reading other people's questions, I want to ask one of my own.
Yes.
Now, I know that there may or may not be some sort of co-op mode within
Yes.
World War II. Now, I am quite a big zombies fan, and there is a lot of people watching around the world that are also in the same boat as me. So
Yes.
I'm asking right here, right now, what can you tell us about this co-op mode?
Absolutely nothing.
What?
No. Sorry. Yeah, you know, our third mode is it's an entirely new story, and it's a pretty horrifying experience, sort of like your office. You know, for Michael and I, it's our first horror game in years, and we're really, really psyched about it. It's the story of the Third Reich's desperate attempt to create an army in the early stages of the war.
Yes!
We can't wait to share more.
It's Nazi zombies.
Should we show a little something? Just a little tiny little...
Please, please, please.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's darling before makeup.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Guys, I mean, this says very little, and normally I would be a little disappointed, but how can I be when, I mean, that just looks incredible. I would ask for more, but I'm probably going to get a no, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
At least I tried.
That is a Nazi zombie on the biggest cinema screen.
He just said it. He said it's a
I
Nazi
think that is
zombie.
a fabulous way to end this first look at the Call of Duty.
He said
World
it.
War II than that. It has been an absolute ton of fun, and it's been great having you guys here as well.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. You know, our hearts are full being able to share with fans. And we hope fans are just as excited about Call of Duty World War II as we are to make it.
Motherfucking zombies.
Without a doubt, it really is the most personal.
Dalek coming in the clutch.
I've ever worked on, and I know we can speak for all the developers at Sledgehammer Games when I say that we're holding nothing back for November.
Yeah, and you know, our thanks again for the support. This game is for you, and I'm sure Michael would agree. We've talked about this before, that this is the best game we've ever made.
The best game.
The best
game.
Yes.
There you go. So thank you very much to Glenn and to Michael from Sledgehammer Games. It is going to be such a wait till November the 3rd, it really is. So stick it in your iCal, tattoo it to the inside of your eyelids. November the 3rd, that is when this new Call of Duty, going back to its root, is coming out. World War II with this game. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep in touch via the social channels. How should we leave it? The way we came in. Let's have another look at that trailer.
Nothing's gonna do it for me now that I saw that. Oh my god. They did it. They actually did it. I did not think they were gonna pull that off. Boys! He said Nazi zombies, not me. He said it. Oh yes. Even PlayStation tweeted out the zombie part, because they know, oh, the thing we all care about. Yes. Yes indeed. Oh yes. Hyped. Yes. It's about the Third Reich trying to make super soldiers. Very similar to basically the World at War premise, is making super soldiers, but yes. I'm down. I'm game, bruh. Yes, it is. Oh, Twitter's popping off. I love it. I'm loving it right now. Oh, well played. Well played. Oh, I'm hyped. A horror style experience. Hope Sludge does go with it. Yes, the Nazis are trying to build a zombie army. Yes, it's very similar to the World of War premise, but I don't care. As long as it's not Treyarch zombies or similar to it. So it can't be Infinite Warfare zombies, because Infinite Warfare zombies is a complete copy of Treyarch zombies. It has to be completely different. A different style. Very different mechanics. We don't know if we have a slide. Probably not. Once again, I hope we have a barrel roll. That'll be pretty cool. Oh, yes, I'm hyped. Hell yeah. I don't care about the post reveal. That's that. I'm hyped as fuck right now. Yes. Yes. Who did that? Yes. I don't know who did that, but somebody did that. Alright. That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna go. Because I literally just woke up. So, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys. A-Town down. A-Town down. Why the fuck did I just do that? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna leave.